All right, everyone. My name is Wayne William Snowgrove, Soto Tribe, Fishing Lake First Nation, Saskatchewan, Canada. My spirit name is Kanipa Wetmagwa, Standing Bear, and I also go by the name of Morning Eagle, given to me directly by my uh, elder Tony Stonehawk. I've been with him for 30 years. And so this is kind of part of his medicine bundle here. Um, when he gave me, I've been sitting with it for 30 years. And so, at the beginning of that, I didn't understand what kind of a journey that I was really on. I really just kind of went there to really 30 years ago. I stopped drinking. And so just kind of sitting, willing to do anything at that point. Well, almost anything. So, and so I started sitting with him, and I started doing. I don't know. He kind of let me sit for about 5 years, just in ceremony, and then one day just kind of taught me. Said, "Look, man, but let's. I want you to do some things with the fire for the sweat lodge thing." And so I was real honored to do that. And then he made me do the placing in the sweat lodge ceremony. And then I don't know, about 10 years ago, So I did fire for him. Let me back up a little bit. So I did fire for him for his main firekeeper for 12 years. And so so very honored to be able to sit with him for as long as I have. And one of those things that Grandfather Tony, the medicine bundle that he carries, is his tribe is the Eastern Gate storytellers, the keeper of the stories for the Eastern Gate. And so some tribes, they kind of have their own medicine. Some tribes dance, and some tribes, they kind of have their specialty. So Grandfather Tony, his medicine is storytelling. So one to kind of fill you in on that. And so when he passed down his medicine bundle to me to give me some rights to carry the pipe and to pour, there's a lot of medicine that came with it, and a lot of those that medicine is to be able to tell his stories. And let's begin in the usual way. Let's actually, you know what? We're gonna use. Get more sage right here. So. Again, if you have any smudge out there, let's go ahead and smudge, and go ahead and smudge. We're just kind of setting the space here. We're really traditional. Really set that good. That good intention. When we set that sacred space, that's what we're really doing. We're really honing down and making clear our intentions. And so today, let's talk about this a little bit, is tobacco. And so part of this tobacco, especially now, especially here, when I'm talking about direct medicine from Grandfather Tony Stonehawk, is that part of this prayer will be, I ask permission to tell the stories from the ancestors. These aren't my stories. I ask permission to tell their stories. So, good. Creator, Great Spirit, Kitchi Manitou, Megwitz, thank you. So it was on me. I love you. We love you. Thank you for the circle. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this teaching. Thank you to Grandfather Tony Stonehawk. Thank you for allowing me to speak for the ancestors today, and to tell their stories and their stories that have been passed down from generation to generation. We come here in a good way. We come to learn about the ancient sacred agreements of harmony and balance. We come here today, we mean no harm in what we do. We come here today to listen to their stories as a way of celebrating life and celebrating connection and understanding that rhythm and that flow that is in life. These stories, thank you. Through these stories we will learn to sit in a good way. So again, thank you. Thank you very much, spirits. Thank you for this circle. Thank you for everyone who is here and who will listen to these very, very sacred teachings. Again, thank you, Grandfather Tombstone. Oh, thank you. Good one. So again, my name's Kanipawit Makwa, and today we're talking about storytelling. And what is storytelling? It's kind of like the colonial word. And there's a couple of questions that really come up. Is like, storytelling is kind of like, well, I'm waiting for you to entertain me type thing. And, that's really good. But I got a couple of questions about that. That was a while ago. And they said, well, that's good, but, like we want to know more about traditional teachings and stuff, And every story is traditional teachings. Every story is, as the colonial world, you're in school kind of thing. You're in school. Storytelling isn't about going to like the theater and being entertained and eating popcorn and stuff like that. No. This is very, very, very traditional. It's traditionally at night. Every tribe would get together, and the old ones would sit the new ones down, the little ones down, and they would tell these stories. And so, why do we tell these stories? Why do we tell these stories? Well, we just said this. We said about growing and living and understanding and connecting to the ancient sacred agreements, and that begin with harmony and balance. And so every story is an education on how to do that, to get a better perspective, to learn what those spirits in the stories really are about. Let's say, and, there's so much to storytelling. Indigenous tribes, we spoke on traditional indigenous tribes. We really spoke about, we taught the young ones how to listen. I don't think, it's been a long time since I've been in like the first grade, but it's kind of like, they didn't teach me anything about listening. Told me to sit still a lot, a lot. Be quiet, Wayne, be quiet. But, like they didn't tell me why. Here, it's very traditional. It's listening is the first form of communication. That's it. That's the deal. That's why we do what we do. Listening. Some people hear, but they don't listen type thing. That's the difference. We hear, we listen, and then we respond. Whereas really, I can remember sitting, I just got reunited with my tribe back in '03, and I remember going up there, and sitting with the old ones, sitting with the elders, and I can remember, they said I talk very quick, kind of like an Eastern, Eastern Seaboard type talk. I think they just talk very quick and respond quick and talk back quick. But there, it was really slow. And at first, I didn't understand what they were doing. It was just like someone would talk, and then the person that was sitting there. And then they would respond, but they would wait like 30 seconds. We don't have 30 seconds to wait here, but it's like 30 seconds, and then they would send something in the video. So, I'm sitting there looking about it. Why is no one talking? Type thing. But, what they were doing is they were communicating in a very, very traditional way. And, once we, and, there's so many things too, that like, once the little ones were taught Wankapik, how to sit in a sacred way, not only listening, but sitting in a good way, like not fidgeting, today, it's like, got all that stuff out there. Children, even grown children, have a hard time sitting alone and just sitting and, listening. So, so those are some of the things. And so I got a really good story to tell today. It's one of the Jumping Mouse series of stories. And I'm not sure if I told this. I'm not sure if I told this story yet. Jumping Mouse, there's a whole series. It's probably like 30 or 40 stories of just Jumping Mouse stories. I know. So anyway, let's jump right in. Let me light a little sage again. Let this thing go in here. So the smoke really helps me connect. That's why that's a better connection. And don't be surprised. I really talk with my eyes closed. So don't be. There was a mouse community in the forest. And every day they would wake up and they would do their mouse things. They would scurry here and they would scurry there. They would watch for spots in the sky. Those are hawks and other birds of prey. So they would watch for hawks in the sky, and they would be busy doing mouse things. But there was this one mouse in particular who was a little distracted. And they said, "Young one, why don't you get busy? We have mouse things to do." So the mouse looked over and he looked at him and he said, "Yeah, I'm just a little tired of doing these mouse things. Scurrying here and scurrying there. Watching for spots in the sky." So one day he woke up and he heard this noise before, but he really focused in on this noise. And he didn't know what it was, and so he went up to one of his mouse elders. And he said, "Mouse elder, mouse grandfather, what is that noise I hear in the distance?" And the mouse elder looks over and says, "Oh, don't mind that noise. We have mouse things to do, and we have to get busy because we have all these mouse things to do. Now get busy. So the little mouse was just sitting there and just like, he was really focused and intent on knowing what this sound was. The sound was, and remember he went on went up a tree that fell over, and he was right here, and he would jump up. He would jump up, and he would look at see what's over there, but he couldn't see. And all the other mice, they would look at him and say, "Get busy, get busy, get busy. We have mouse things to do." And so he looked over and said, "You know what? I'm going to go over towards that direction, and I am going to find out what that strange noise is. I have no idea what that noise is." And so the little mouse went. Little mouse. And as he got closer, the noise got louder and louder, and wasn't a rumble, but it was getting louder. And so he would jump, and he would just look around. He wouldn't see anything. And so finally, he got there, and he looked over, and it was a stream, but it was a large stream. It wasn't a river, but it was a large stream, and he could hear the trickle and the flow, and that was what that big sound was. And he was looking over, and said he saw something off in the distance too, and he wondered what that was. He saw something way off in the distance, and it looked like that. He says, "I've never seen anything like that. What is that?" So he kind of jumped, and then he heard "ouch," and he looked down, and there was Mr. Frog. And Mr. Frog said, "What are you doing here? You're a mouse. You're not supposed to be by the stream. Don't you have mouse things to do?" And so the mouse said, "I was kind of jumping to look at what was going on over there." And Mr. Frog says, "Well, you're a jumping mouse then." "Well, jumping mouse, there is the magic mountain over there. That is the magic mountain." And Jumping Mouse said, "I like the name Jumping Mouse, but how do I get there?" Well, the frog said, "You have to cross the stream, then you have to go through the woods, and then you have to cross a field, and then right there, across the field is right there, the magic mountain is right there." And Jumping Mouse goes, "Wow, what happens at the magic mountain?" And the frog looks over and says, "Magical things happen at the magical mountain." Mr. Mouse goes, "Oh, okay, well, how do I get there?" And so, the frog says, "I'm an old frog. I'm Grandpa Frog. And I don't know how, and I've lost both my eyes, and I can't see my way across the stream anymore. And I'm sad because my family is over there, and I can't see them anymore because I cannot get there." And so Jumping Mouse looked at him and said, "Well, what if you could see over there? What if I could help you get over there?" And then the old man frog, he said, "Yes, you help me get over there, and I will help you. I will help you." And Jumping Mouse says, "I will help you too. I will help you too. And so I will hop on your back, and you will swim me over, and I will help you after." And they said, "Okay." And so the Jumping Mouse, he hopped on the frog's back, and they swam over. They swam over to the other side. It took them a little while, but they made it. Jumping Mouse got a little wet, and so he just got over there. And so Grandfather Frog says, "Okay, well, thank you for getting me over here. But now I can't see my family because I'm still blind." So Jumping Mouse said, I can help you. I can help you. I will give you sight. I'm going to pray real hard, and I'm going to give you some sight. So Jumping Mouse, he prayed really hard. Prayed really, really hard. And all of a sudden, boop, one of his eyes popped out and went right to the eye of the frog. And so now the frog was able to see and said, oh, I can see all my babies again. I can see my family again. And Jumping Mouse said, that's good. That's good. Now, which way do I go to the Magic Mountain? They said. And so he said, okay, we're going to just cut through the woods right there. And then there's a big field. Now, be careful of the field because there's spots in the sky right over the field. But I'll point you the way toward the Magic Mountain is right over there. So Jumping Mouse went on his way. He was able to see, and the sun was out. He was walking through the woods and spots in the sky. He was having a good time. And then after a little while, he came to the field. And he saw just like the forest has ended, and just beyond the field was there. And then he was looking right up at the sky. He said, oh no, I don't see any spots in the sky. And he didn't know what to do because it was too dangerous. Because his whole mouse family told him, watch out for spots in the sky. They come down and they take you, and you disappear. So he didn't know what to do. And so he kind of leaned up against a tree and said, I don't know what to do. And he looked over, and he saw two big caves right there, just kind of sitting there, kind of like a little big mountain kind of thing. A little big mountain. Saw two big caves there. And he said, well, might as well go take a nap in the cave and figure things out. So he crawled in the cave. So he crawled in the cave, and he was laying down and he was sleeping, and then he noticed there was a big rush. And it was like that. And he flew out of the cave, and he looked up, and all of a sudden he saw it wasn't a cave at all, but it was a buffalo standing there, and he crawled into the nose of the buffalo, and as he looked at the buffalo, Mr. Buffalo looked at him and said, what were you doing in my nose? And Jumping Mouse said, I was there to take a nap. I'm lost. I'm trying to go to the Magic Mountain. And Buffalo goes, why would you go to the Magic Mountain? Because I want to go and do magical things at the Magic Mountain. I want to learn what magic is. I want to learn how to see. I want to learn how to get perspective. And as a little mouse, I don't know how to do that. And I don't know how to get there because there's spots in the sky. Mr. Buffalo, I don't know what to do. Mr. Buffalo said, I'm an old buffalo. I've lost both my eyes and I can't see. I've lost my herd and I've lost my tribe and I can't see anymore. And I'm just waiting here to die. And Jumping Mouse was really, really, really sad. And he said, well, I will give you one of my eyes if you take me to the Magic Mountain. I can walk right underneath you so the spots in the sky won't see me. And then you can take me right over to the Magic Mountain. And then Old Man Buffalo said, okay. And just like that, poof! Jumping Mouse's other eyes went through it right into the eyes of the buffalo. And the buffalo, Mr. Buffalo was so happy because he could reunite with his tribe, his people, his four-legged. He missed his friends. He missed his friends. He missed his family. He missed his loved ones. He said, I will happily take you, Jumping Mouse, to the Magic Mountain so you can see with greater perspective and you can learn about all things. That is what they see over at the Magic Mountain. And so off they went. And so the buffalo was walking and Jumping Mouse was walking underneath them, and they were just kind of walking like that, you know. They were just running along, and they were talking, and they were chatting away, and Jumping Mouse was so excited to learn about these, able to get and see new things and feel new things and to learn about these magical things. And so it took them a little while, but there were no spots in the sky, so there was nothing to worry about. And so finally they got into the other end of that big open field. It took them most of the afternoon. And so what they found out was, Mr. Buffalo found out that at the end of that field was the foot of the Magic Mountain. So, okay. And so they said, you were here. And now that I must go. But the Magic Mountain was steep. It was steep. And Jumping Mouse said, thank you. Let me crawl up, and he slid all the way back. And he crawled up and then went all the way back. So Mr. Buffalo, he knew some things of the Magic Mountain. He knew some magical things were there. And so he said, Jumping Mouse, why don't you, I want you to run underneath me, but I want you to flap your front paws. And the faster you go, the faster I will run. And the faster you run, the faster I will run. But I want you to flap your hands and your arms. And so now so Jumping Mouse said, okay, I can do that. And that way you can get momentum to go up to the mountain and get your new perspective of things. And so that's what they did. They set off, and Jumping Mouse was running. And the buffalo was doing his buffalo. He was running, and then he was flapping his wings. He was flapping his arms. He was flapping his arms and flapping his arms. And then he could feel something. And then he could feel his feet jumping off the ground, and then he felt the wind underneath his arms. And then the buffalo said, you're flying. And Jumping Mouse, and the buffalo said, open up your eyes. And Jumping Mouse opened up his eyes, and he looked over and became a bird. He became an eagle. And so he was flying, and he flew so high, the buffalo looked like an ant. He flew so high right over the Magic Mountain. And he flew back down to the buffalo. He kind of landed there, and he said, this Magic Mountain is beautiful. Thank you for bringing me to the Magic Mountain. Oh, yes. So, there's a lot to that story. So, I want you to kind of write in the feed what you got from that story. What you got. Heard that story. I've probably seen it. I heard it probably 50 or 60 times over 30 years, And I can remember the first time I heard it, I was like, I don't know, Pops. I don't know, I don't know. But put your comments in the feed there. Just put your comments in the feed. And so, took me a while to really understand, what they were talking about in that story. They were talking about, well, first thing is vision. They're talking about vision. It's physical vision type thing, physical, and it's good to have physical vision. Like I'm seeing you, I'm seeing Jeffrey, I'm seeing Helene, I'm seeing all these, Krista, seeing Rosa, and I'm seeing all these things, I'm seeing my red shirt on the screen, and I'm seeing, and that's good, But what was happening was, it's really a story about spiritual vision. Jumping Mouse gave up his physical vision, but he got something so much more out of it. He got so much more beauty out of it. The old ones say, pray hard and, pray until you can see more with your eyes closed than your eyes open. And this is what that story teaches. When he kid, stories, there's so much, so many overlapping and intertwined teachings here. He offered something. He offered his physical vision so that others that have lost their vision. So he's really offering. So it's really an offering story too. So when Jumping Mouse gave his vision to the frog so he could cross the stream, I could talk another hour just about that. Really, just kind of, kind of moving waters, fluid waters, seen and unseen powers there, to kind of be able to navigate and, negotiate that to get to the other side and really, once, both times that Jumping Mouse gave his vision, it so that they could reconnect to their tribe, to the frog tribe, and to the buffalo tribe. So that's So kind of a question would be, I would pose to you, would be what are you offering for your tribe? What are you willing to give to help your tribe get better connected? How about that? Better connected, bringing them back into, again, let's bring in the ancient sacred agreements again of harmony and balance, harmony and balance, What are you willing to give your tribe, to offer, to give back to your tribe with harmony and balance? What are you willing to do that? And, let's get out of the realms of just our immediate family here, but we're really talking a much larger tribe. We can even bring in all other tribes. Mother Earth is really one big tribe type thing. So what are you doing to bring to the table so that others can get connected, others can live what what are you willing to do? What are you willing to do? You know, Jumping Mouse, without even knowing it, really just kind of intuited and knew that once he gave that first eye, that he still had another. So he gave half of his sight so that others may be connected, reconnected. And then let's just talk about blind faith. He knew he was going to be blind when he gave his other eye to the buffalo. He knew he was going to be blind, you know. But he also knew that the magic mountain was magic. So there's a belief there. He believed that and his intent was very, very clear about that too. He wanted a new perspective. He wanted a new perspective. He was tired of being a little jumping mouse. He knew there was more out there. He wanted to learn, but he didn't know how to get to the magic mountain. So again, he used other nations to help him get there. How about that one? He helped other nations to help him get there. He helped those nations connect. You know, again, what are we now? What are we doing? What are you doing today to help other nations connect? How about that? You know, and you know, getting back to the whole thing of losing both his eyesight, both his eyes. You know, there's got to be some level. I'm not sure if I could do that. I don't know if I could do that. You know. So there was some level, some beautiful, powerful level of faith there that he knew. He believed in his prayer. He believed in his prayer. And when he was making that offering, making those offerings, he was making those offerings in the spirit of faith. He was willing to give something first, to have something later. Offering first and getting that gift later. So it's a beautiful teaching about coming full circle. It's really a teaching because here in like the colonial world, we have like kind of like a cosmic Santa Claus where if we need something, we're not going to offer anything, We're not going to offer anything, hey God, I need, more money. God, I need, a better car. God, I need a newer car. God, I need more money now to pay for that new car. God, I need more money to pay for the insurance of that car. God, I need this. God, I need that. And, with all this I need, we forget to offer. Once, in the traditional indigenous world, nobody went without, So again, he's teaching us in this story how not to go without. Teaching others, if they really need them. Like if you need something and I have it, I will give it to you for the greater good of the tribe. How about that? How about that? And let's talk about the tail end of that story too. There's something sneaky there with the buffalo. The buffalo knew something was there. I thought for years about it. I prayed for that for years about that. Like, how did this buffalo know to tell this little mouse to like flap his arms? Like, how does this little buffalo know? And I can remember talking to Grandfather Tony this, and it would be after lodge would be exhausted, but I'd be like, Yeah, we sit up to 2, 3 o'clock in the morning just talking about like how this little mouse like go to like flap his little arms and then kind of like that, Grandfather Tony always has the same answer, pray hard, pray hard. Grandfather Tony's beautiful about that because he lets me come to my own conclusions type thing. And that's one thing I haven't got quite. Been doing this for about 30 years. Probably heard that story for 30 years. I'm still asking that question. And Grandfather Tony's still telling me, like, pray hard, pray hard. But, the rest of it, like as I just explained, it's really about offering, giving, faith, full circle. Everything that this really explains, how we should really live. Right? How we should really live. Can you do that? Do we have that level of faith? Do we have that level of faith? Are you interested in having that level of faith? And we haven't even got to the eagle part yet. We're still kind of like he's flapping his arms right there. So let's talk about that for a minute. What is that? Jumping Mouse flapped his arms and then became an eagle. So what are we talking about here? What are we talking about? If we just said, perspective, I think we would fall really short. We would fall really short. We would fall really short. Because you got a whole lot more than perspective. He got what most of us are looking for is transformation and learning how to fly. Becoming something that he never believed that he could become. Because of what he did, because of his offerings, because of his love for other communities, that he was able to do this, other sacred families and other communities, that he was able to do this in the first place. How about that? This gets really deep really quick, by the way. So, try to keep this to an hour, but kind of thing, and, we still haven't touched about him soaring and looking down yet. We haven't even touched that yet. We haven't touched that. Talk about new perspectives. How about that one? How about that one? How about going back to the buffalo and thanking him for that? How about going back and thanking the old ones? The elders. When's the last time, you did that? When's the last time we thanked, our grandmothers? The prayers of our grandmothers are the reason most of us are here today. When's the last time we thanked them? Whether they're still here or not, we can still thank them or not. In sadness or in health, we can still be grateful and still thank them. And how about their ancestors too? The end of the story is thank you. Is thank you. I challenge you to do that at the end of every day. Say thank you. At the end of the day, when's the last time you just said thank you? Just thank you. Thank you for everything. In the spirit of Jumping Mouse, in the spirit of Jumping Mouse. So, let's kind of recap here. So, and then I would really love to hear from you. I'm not seeing too much in the feed, but something to think about, something to pray about. As Grandfather Tony said, pray hard about this. You might have to listen to that story kind of over and over again too. I'm definitely going to put this one in the YouTube channel. Right. We need a little bit more sage here, to really get us connected. So, was Jumping Mouse left his family, left his tribe for something else, or something bigger, a deeper understanding. Maybe his family said, look, man, just like, hey, we just got mouse things to do right here. Just stay in your cubicle, stay in your box, stay in your lane. Where we heard that before. But the move with Shakers and Dreamers, we do something else. We do something else. I have a hard time staying in my lane. I had a hard time doing that, growing up, But now I'm doing it on a much more spiritual level, The same thing Jumping Mouse did. Hey, he said, his family said, we want you to conform to what we're doing. Because you have mouse things to do. Hurry, hurry, hurry. We have mouse things to do. It kind of sounds like the colonial war. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Make more money so you can pay those bills. That's kind of what that sounds like, Pay those bills. Pay that this. Pay this. Pay this. Work, work, work so you can pay us. Work, work, work so you can pay us. Work, work, work so you can pay us. This kind of like, And Jumping Mouse said, no, I need something else. I got this prayer here. I'm walking with this prayer. Jumping Mouse walked with the prayer through the whole thing. How about that? When's the last time you said a prayer and really walked with that prayer? How powerful and beautiful is that? How can you do that? How can you do that? As traditional natives, we knew these things. We taught our little ones these. I wish I heard this in the first freaking grade. I might have passed first grade. I might have passed first grade if they just started talking about this kind of stuff, Tell me to go to the corner, sit in a chair, no more fighting, Wayne, kind of thing, So these are the stories of, education here. These are much deeper than just some mouse right there. It's a reflection of prayers that we have to walk, places we have to go, offerings we have to make, stories about walking in faith, giving up something that you think you need. About that. How about saying about with that one? Pretty intense, actually. Pretty intense, pretty beautiful, and I just love the way, I can never say that grandfather does anyway, so grandfather, I'm sorry if I fell short, telling this story, but, it's just one of those beautiful stories, just one of those absolutely beautiful stories that, says so much, so simply, so beautifully, and, the other thing is, too, that it really teaches that other four-legged and other creatures have thoughts and feelings too, thoughts and feelings. We think they're just like, just dumb animals out there, no feelings, no heart, they're just doing just some really, whatever they do, just grazing their own thing. It really teaches us that they're living sentinel beings too, the four-leggeds, the creeper crawlers, the things that swim, It teaches us that. It teaches us that they're there and that we should communicate with them too, Communicate with them. It teaches us practicality, spots in the sky. Hey, look, hey man, we gotta be careful when we're walking with our prayers. We gotta be careful, man, this goes on and on and on. So, but we gotta kind of keep it to 2 pound an hour. Again, I would love to hear your thoughts and feelings, comments, questions, concerns. Particularly about this. And again, we have some little ones. little ones at home, or you think little ones would benefit from this, please, please again, we are the medicine. All medicine is meant to be shared. So, so please just have them watch this. Have them watch us. Have them watch grandfather's story being told over and over again. So, anyway, we will close in the usual way. It's been a beautiful. It's funny. Like 3 days ago, I thought I had the story down. In fact, I wrote the story, and then this morning, another story popped in. I said, you know what? Okay, this story. And so I'm sitting here praying 5 minutes before, 5 minutes before we're supposed to go live, and Spirit said no. Said no. I'm like, what do you mean no? Just running out of time here. There, Spirit, got any ideas? And so this one just said, you're going to tell this one. I said, okay, all right. So it probably happened while I was playing flute in the very beginning. Some of the behind the scenes things that you don't normally hear, but it's kind of okay. So let's just kind of sit with that story. Let's sit with let that story marinate. Let that and again, feel free to replay this. The story part of the story. It can just kind of resonate, right? I mean, for me, what I'm going to sit with, and I've heard this story probably 50 times. So, what I'm going to sit with is, am I walking in faith? Am I walking with my prayers? Am I willing to go through stuff as I'm walking through my prayers? Am I willing to do that? Or is it more convenient just to let them go? Forget them. Interesting question, right? So. So again, it's thank you very much. My name is Kanipa Whitmack, Standing Bear. This has been Story Time. It's been such an honor to be here and to sit with you and to share some medicine with you. Once again, I want to thank Grandfather Tony Stonehawk, Nanticoke Tribe. Thank you again, Grandfather Tony, for sharing your medicine. Your medicine still carries on. So thank you, Grandfather, for that. And again, let's take these lessons that we learned here today, and let's walk with them. let's walk with them in a good way for the rest of the day. And at the end of the day, let's do what Jumping Mouse said, and maybe just say thank you at the end of the day. So thank you, and let's have a great day. And if no one said that they love you today, I love you very much. Thank you.